How does it feel to open the 68th Cannes Film Festival? So you've just had your photo call. How are you feeling? I'm relieved. I'm always very impatient. I couldn't wait for it to happen. So here we are in Cannes. I'm very honored, of course, that this film has been invited to open the festival. It's very, very prestigious for us. How do you feel this time? You've been to Cannes many times. Well, it's kind of stressful, I must admit. Always, every time.
Alors,
Rod, this is your first time, first film. You're opening the 68th Cannes Film Festival. How do you feel? Well, I'm really moved by it all, and I'm really happy about it. Yeah, it's really nice feeling. Sara Forestier, I think this is your first time in the official selection at Cannes. How do you feel? Well,
un petit coup d'adrénaline, quoi.
Well, the adrenaline's pumping around the body, of course. And how about you, Benoît? Do you remember your Best Actor prize here for The Piano Teacher those years ago? Has it changed? Did it change things for you? Well, at the time, I said, well, that's very promising for the future. I was a bit doubtful. I wasn't sure how it would pan out, but whenever our authors or actors receive a prize, sometimes they can have a prize and then disappear off the stage. This film was really touched by it. I've already told Emmanuelle how impressed I was by the film. Her film defends the system, defends the people who work in that system. Was that your goal? Well, it wasn't a theoretical goal. It took a lot of work, researching, immersion, and it revealed to me a world which I wanted to share with the viewers. I met people, and to me, they are heroes. These youth court magistrates, these youth workers, everyone who works at the juvenile courts, they're all heroes to me. It's something which I observed being out in the field with them. It's not just a whim to pay tribute to them. It really is very sincere. I don't want to just to be politically correct here. It really is heartfelt. I want to give this positive view of an institution. It's very rare in film. Catherine, you agree, don't you? Yes, we don't see that kind of thing very often. And I too, when I went to the youth courts to listen to the hearings there, I was really touched, and I realized that you had to have a vocation to do that job, because it is a thankless task. Yes, you went to the hearings, you spoke to the families, the judges? Yes, on several occasions. Were you hidden behind a screen? No, I wasn't hidden at all. The families had to give their approval. I was a bit nervous that I would create too much of a diversion, but the stakes are so high for them, for the children and the teenagers and for their parents, that they forget that I'm there. They're concentrating on the magistrate, the lawyers, so that the stakes are so high for them. The future of their child is at stake. So I got melted into the background, which was all well and good.
Hello, thank you for coming to attend this first press conference for the 68th Cannes Film Festival. Catherine, as you said, you attended some hearings in courts to prepare for the film. Why? You weren't accustomed to playing this part? What struck you? What did you think was indispensable for the film? It's not a job we know very well. The only pictures we have are on the news, on TV, or in the written press, but we don't really know what happens in these hearings, what happens with the juvenile judges and the children. I wanted to see how judges address the children. I was surprised and keenly interested, in fact, to spend my mornings with them at the hearings. I didn't expect to see such tremendous patience, to see how carefully they listen to the children, that the script moved me deeply. In fact, I cried when I read the script. The film is a very vast, comprehensive one. It addresses fate, destiny. It deals with someone who can't overcome his streak of violence, his psychological mindset. There's tremendous hope in the film. The film really moved me deeply. It touched my heart, not only because of the violence and the harshness of the main character, but the way he manages to change. And that's what really appealed to me in this film, which struck me as very generous. It talked... Rod? What touched me was the story of this boy. It touched me a lot, and I also wept when I read the screenplay. I liked the script, therefore. You were pleased to have been chosen for the part. Yes, very pleased indeed. I'll never forget it. I have a question for Benoît Magimel. I was captivated by your character, the educator, the counselor, and how, in fact, did you prepare for this part? How do you explain to yourself the fact that the character keeps up his efforts? He doesn't give up. Well, he does doubt a very great deal, and that is something I find quite striking. He has major doubts. He also had a difficult childhood. And he sees himself in this young boy. He gives up at one point. He becomes quite discouraged. One wonders sometimes in the film who the victim is. I myself know a number of counselors, educators in the district I grew up. It's amazing when you think about it. And these educators, these counselors really impress me. I wouldn't have the same patience as they do. Sometimes my judgment is quite harsh. I judged the kid quite harshly because sometimes, as I said in the film, you think, you know, what on earth are you doing? You have to be accountable for your action. It's a wonderful part to play. In the end, in this film, there's just love. What these kids need is love and attention. When adults really look at them and take time, spend time with them, that's what they really remember.
What were your immediate thoughts when you heard of it? And secondly, any advice, your words of advice to other female directors?
Pardon, je vais vous décevoir, mais...
I'm going to disappoint you, no doubt. But I don't think it's important that a woman directed the opening film. I think, above all, Thierry Frémaux chose the film. It didn't matter whether it was made by a man or a woman. It just so happens that I'm a woman. It's the selection of the film, per se, that really honors me. It's not the fact that I was chosen as a woman for such a prestigious part. I don't feel that I'm a minority in France. We directors can't really say that we don't have our rightful place, that we can't really say that we suffer from any form of discrimination. I know that it's different in other countries. In France, women directors are well represented, and as you can see, there are 2 women directors who have films in competition. And there are a lot of women directors in France who are emerging, who are coming out of this up-and-coming young generation. Look at the stars in the night sky as the horizon starts to fade. The tide will rise.
It's full of truth. Well, I'm not expecting anything. I just want to enjoy myself and forget time. It was always pleasant to watch a Coen Brother film. Yeah, they really do make good films. It is the best film festival in the world.
This is just a stage in a journey.
Thrilled to see see the film directed by Emmanuelle Bercot, Standing Tall. So much pleasure, of course. I'm excited to be here. I'm slightly anxious to know what score my film will have in the movie theatres today because it's been released in France. But for the time being, I'm enjoying myself, and you will be here to support the young male actor Rod Paradot. It's his first experience in Cannes. Good evening, Rod Paradot. Congratulations on your fabulous film. We saw you on the big screen and we won't be forgetting you soon. So how was it to work with Emmanuelle Bercot? Oh, it was wonderful. I'm glad to be here with her. Did you enjoy working? Did you enjoy filming? It was your first experience, wasn't it? How did you enjoy being an actor?
Well,
it was great when we were on set. It was hard work, and thanks to the coach and thanks to everybody, everybody's efforts, thanks to myself as well. Yes, I think you played a big part in the success of this film. It's wonderful, all of these things that are happening to me today. I'm going to just enjoy every drop of it. Well, enjoy the screening. Yes, of course. What I like about Emmanuelle is her daring. She's got a good sense of reality. She broached a strong, realistic subject. She works with a lot of documentation. She did a lot of research. She went out in the field working with youth workers, etc. There's a lot of fiction in there, but it's based in fact. And I like that combination of fact and fiction. And I played a highly colourful character, and it was really liberating to have such an audacious. We get on very well, and we feel a lot of things when we work together. Oh, it was just a pleasure.
De la Tête Haute, le film d'ouverture de ce 68e Festival de Cannes.
Family portrait there at the top of the steps.